Alright, Taurus, welcome back, welcome in. Thank you guys all so much for being here to exchange energy with me. Thank you to everyone who showed love and support on previous videos. It means the world to me, more to me than I can ever express or articulate to you guys. Thank you so much to everyone who has already subscribed and donated. If you are resonating with any of the readings, please, please, please subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications and stay in the loop when I publish new readings, which is pretty frequent. So yeah, this is going to be... Oh, personal readings are open. All of the relevant information, how to order one, how to book your own, it's in the description box below. So give it a read if that's something that you are drawn to. One-on-one coaching is also open. Send me an email. It's in the description box below, and we can talk about your needs and your goals and getting you there. So let's jump in to the reading. This is, like I said, for Taurus Collective. It is going to be for the 10/10 portal that is coming up. We are still in Libra season for a few more weeks, and then we will be moving into Scorpio season. So this is going to be 10/10 portal through the rest of October. So let's see what is in store for Taurus. What you guys have going on, what energies are around you, any advice to help you move through this space with ease and grace, and what the outcome will be. If you haven't already, take a second to connect with your personal guides. Call them in and ask them to deliver the most accurate and clear message to you guys at this time. What you need to hear the most. Open your hearts and your minds to receiving whatever comes through for us today. Alright, Spirit. What does Taurus need or want to know right now? What energies are they in currently? Energies are they moving out of and into? Any advice? What's in their head space, their heart space? The Tower is the first card out, and it didn't fall out, and I don't usually take ones that don't actually fall out, that just kind of whatever. Unless they fall all the way out, I don't typically take them, but for some reason I was called to take that card. I tried to put it down like 3 times, and it just kept coming back out, so I was told to snatch it. So that was weird. We're going to do that. Alright, past, future, present energy that you're in right now, guys, is the sun. You're feeling very radiant and attractive and full of life and vitality. You have kind of a new sense of being, a new sense of purpose even. You're just feeling very vibrant and healthy and radiant and attractive. All the things that the sun is, how much we enjoy being around the sun, especially after a long, cold, rainy week, day, winter season. That first little bit of sunshine that we feel on our face is the space that you're in. You're kind of basking in it and really just soaking it all in. You could be really enjoying the fall season. That actually goes there. And that goes there. Interesting. Doing all of the fall things. Just really enjoying the change of the season in Libra season, the cardinal energy, the initiation energy that makes you want to switch things up and try new things and change things. Go against the grain a little bit and not be afraid to do so. What's crossing you or presenting itself as a challenge for you is the Tower. There is something that you are hanging on to that you quite possibly know needs to change. You know you need to let go of it. You know it needs to fall away, but you might not want it to change. It might be a sense of security for you. It could be a home. It could be a relationship, a work situation, a friendship. There's something about it that just in you, it doesn't feel very stable. It doesn't feel like it can hold water, but for whatever reason, you really want to keep it around and keep it in your life. The universe is here to tell you that the harder you hang on to this, the harder you hang on to this, the shittier this is going to be, this Tower experience, because there is something that needs to end, and the more you hang on to it, the tighter your grip. We'll go here, and then the worse the crumbling is going to be, the more dramatic and the more traumatic even this is going to be for you. So take a look around what in your life you have kind of a tight grip on for fear of change. It might not even be something like super dramatic, because as Taurus, you tend to be like, what's the word, the verbiage I'm looking for? Not resistant necessarily, but change doesn't come easy for you. You guys really like routine and your stability, and it's hard to like spring stuff on you like, hey, let's go do this last minute. It's like, no, I need you to tell me weeks in advance so I can plan it, so I can know what's coming. Like, it's hard to get a Taurus to do something spontaneous, honestly. So big changes for them take a lot of processing and a lot of like coming to terms with, and it just takes you a while to come to terms with certain things. So I feel like this is going to be bigger for you guys than it might be for somebody else that's kind of used to change and kind of ebbs and flows with change instead of resists it. But this is definitely speaking to something needing to crumble, needing to be let go of before it drags you down with it. Because if you're still at the top of the tower when the lightning strikes and the tower comes down, well, where do you think you're going to go? You're going to go down with it. You're going to end up at the bottom of the pile of rubble. You need to evacuate the building. You need to get yourself out of this particular situation before this crumbling happens, so you can be kind of like a spectator and evaluate the situation, what needs to be rebuilt, what survived, what remains, and then build from there. But if you are at the top of the tower and you go down with it, it's going to take you a while to recover, it's going to take you a while to heal, and then you can finally look around at what's happened and the damage and what needs to be rebuilt. So you could save yourself a lot of heartache and trauma if you identify what this is and evacuate the building before the shit happens. Shit hits the fan, so to speak. In your past, you have the Ace of Pentacles. You could have planted the seed for something very lucrative. You could, the very beginning of a business endeavor, that really feels promising for you. You're kind of planting the seed and letting it grow, and you're obviously watering it and taking the necessary steps to get it to grow, but it's still in the very beginning stages. It could possibly, like, maybe you see like one tiny little sprout finally coming up above the ground. You're finally a little bit seeing the results of this, but the fruit's not ready to pick. It's not full grown anything yet. It's still growing and accumulating. But you definitely started something money-wise, monetary, a new job, a new business, a new investment in something. This could have been you picking a new stock, you know what I mean? And just like not going all in, but putting money in and watching it grow. And like every day it's just growing a little bit and growing a little bit. And eventually it's going to be very prosperous for you. In the future, this is near future, sorry, not recent future. Near future, weeks, days, you have the Son of Cups. This is you in a very artistic and introspective space. Maybe you're evaluating which direction you want to take your art if you're an artist. Maybe you want to start a new painting, but you're trying to like come up with the idea or seeking inspiration, but you're feeling very watery and emotional, or you will be, sorry, because this is the future, watery and emotional and just kind of tapped into your emotions, maybe more than what you're used to. Because the water signs, this is all kinds of fucked up. The water signs are all about their feelings and emotions and diving deep and getting to the core of and all of that. So you could be very much, we're moving into Scorpio season, so that makes sense. The masculine water, it's exactly what this is. This is in the near future, so this is really pointing to Scorpio season. You could have some new inspiration coming in Scorpio season regarding your regarding an artistic endeavor. Maybe something that you've been wanting to tap into or start, but you just haven't been in the right mental space. And you're above and below. Above is your goal, the outcome that you want for this situation. It's a Six of Cups, which is nostalgic. You've got more cups here. This is a very like longing for your childhood, the part of your childhood that has good memories surrounding it. Your roots. If you see these roots, they go really, really deep. They're actually larger than the tree that's on top. This is speaking to your lineage, your family history, your ancestors. Your goal is to be connected in a family system and to be part of a family structure. You could just really be longing for grounding and security and a sense of belonging. Maybe you're wanting to move back to your home state, the house you grew up in. You could be wanting to purchase it. There's definitely something in your mind, your mental space that is calling you back to your childhood, making you feel very nostalgic and reminiscent. What is in support of that or in conflict with it? And this looks like it's in conflict with it. You have the Five of Cups. This is you feeling like you lost out on something somehow, like you were left behind. Something happened and you feel like you maybe missed the ship, like those ships have already come in, they've left port and you weren't on board, and now you're like, well shit, I really wanted to do that, I really wanted to be in this, I really wanted to be on board, and it's like, well, it's too late, you should have done that however long ago. So it feels like you have a little bit of regrets I just like saying it like that. Regrets, maybe even in regards to your childhood, because these are the two parts. There's more than two parts, but these represent two of the parts of your mind, your conscious, your goal, what you think about, where you want to go, and then your subconscious, what's in support of that, what's in the back of your mind, where your mind goes when it's on idle. And it is leading you to just sadness and grief, and you could have a sense of grief for a childhood. Maybe you didn't have a very stable or loving childhood, and it really breeds this sense of grief in you. When you look back or you hear people telling stories of their childhoods, and you're like, I never had that. I never had a dad that did those things with me, or that was around like that, or my mom never did XYZ, or she wasn't as present as, you know what I mean? Like there's something that you are grieving within your childhood, and it could be driving you to have a family of your own and to treat your own children differently or raise them differently than you were raised. Maybe you lacked structure and you really longed for structure, and so your goal is to have a family and have a really structured, secure, scheduled family. Or it could be the opposite of that. Maybe your life was very regimented and scheduled, and you want to build a little more relaxed, open, flowing childhood for your children. For the advice, you have the Emperor. This is giving me focus on building your empire, your work, your forcefulness, telling people what it is that you want and standing your ground. Don't give in. Don't let people tell you what it is that you want or steer you in the direction that they want you to go. This speaks to you just needing to be very firm and very protective of you, your space, your ideas, your stability even. This card speaks to all of these things. It speaks to protection. It speaks to providing the shade from the hot sun. Also, I think this is some sort of eclipse, and there is actually a new moon the day I'm recording this. I don't think I'm going to post them today because I want to have all of them recorded, but we're still in new moon energy. When I do post this, we will be in new moon energy. So this is calling you to plant new seeds and to dig up all the shit that's not growing and discard it and plant new stuff, and then be more diligent this time that you don't let them die. If stuff did die in your garden, just be a little bit more diligent that you tend to it. This is just speaking to maybe this could even be pointing directly to your father. You could, like it just talks about with all this stuff from your childhood, maybe there's still a chance for you to get that sense of love and that longing that you have for a secure relationship with your father or a fatherly figure. This is telling me that it's not too late to have that structure and that the bond with your father, if that is something that you want. Energies around you. You have the Daughter of Swords. This is a lot of truths being told. This is a lot of insight coming in to those around you. People being very honest. We are still in Libra season, so it is all about balance and truths. And they're an air sign, right? So they are about mental energy, mental prowess, and mental stability. So that makes sense that is the energy that's swirling around you right now. People are just feeling like they need to tell their truths, tell their stories, open up, let others in, correct people if they're wrong in something, wrong about something. It's very much, I'm going to set the record straight. This is actually how the story went. This is the actual version of it. That's just the energy that is around you, outside of your control. And then, speaking of Libra, they're showing up right here in your hopes. Your hope is that you receive justice, you receive the harmony and the balance, and it's restored to you. There's yin and yang here, so your hope is that you balance your masculine and your feminine energies and that they come into harmony. Your hope could also be very literal in the justice sense, in that you hope that you receive justice in a situation, whether it's like actual legal here in the 3D, or if it's just a karmic situation that someone did you wrong, someone treated you poorly, and you feel like they kind of got away with it, like there are no repercussions for them, and it's just like they can treat people like shit and like go on and live a really abundant, happy, fruitful life. And you're like, well, that doesn't really seem fair. Libra's all about fairness and seeing things from all sides to reach a fair and a just judgment. And that's your hope. You're hoping that that happens. You're hoping that the universe sees how unbalanced this is and how you were the one that put in all the effort and you did all of these things just to get shit on and left it behind and like left to pick up the pieces, and this person just goes out. If this is a situation involving another person, that's just what I'm getting for whatever reason. And they just go off and onto the next relationship, and that's it. Bye. And you're like, that's not how this is supposed to go. Interesting. Okay. Whatever. If you say so. Your fear is you're going to fall back into self-destructive patterns, that you're going to do something that is detrimental to your own, you're going to get in your own way. Maybe you have a habit of doing things to a certain extent, doing them really well, and then just you stop doing them. You don't ever see them through. You don't, it feels like you shoot yourself in the foot in one way or another. Like that's kind of a pattern for you. You're scared that you haven't escaped that pattern and you're going to fall back into it. Yeah. And the outcome for this, shit. The outcome for this is the 10 of Swords, which is interesting because I didn't get any sort of like, well, that's not true. I did mention mental stability, and that's exactly what this is, mental instability. This is kind of a rock bottom for you. And it doesn't have to be anything like a complete rock bottom. The bottom is falling out and it's just like terrible. It could be something a little bit more minor, but it's definitely you in some mental anxiety, or anxiety could be getting the best of you this time in this season. If that is the case, there are definitely things that you can do to help ease anxiety. Obviously, if you guys know this about yourselves and you like take medications, don't skip it. Don't, now is not the time to think that you don't need it anymore either, I would say. Like if you take something for depression and you're like, I'm feeling a lot better, I've been doing a lot better, maybe I can start weaning myself off of it. I would say now is not the time to do that. I'm always an advocate for less pills, less medication, but so this is out of the norm for me to even say stay on something if you are on something, but that's just what I'm getting. It would trigger this and multiply this 10 of Swords. Wait, is that 10? No, it's not. That's 9. God damn it. That's okay. Still the same thing. But to a lesser degree. It's not like I said, it's not complete rock bottom. This is like sleepless nights and again, anxieties. So whatever card it is, it doesn't change because I was reading it kind of as the Nine of Swords. Anyways, you could be having nightmares at this time too, and it is the time of the year when the veil is very thin and we are very susceptible to energies from the other side seeping in. So I would say up your energy protection. Work on an energy protection spell if you don't know what that is or how to do it. There's stuff on YouTube to teach you, or you can have people do it for you. I actually, that is one of the services that I offer. I do protection spells, and I do cord cutting ceremonies, and all kinds of candle magic, if whatever you want to call it. So reach out if that's something that you're interested in. There's also meditations that you can look into that will help up your protection, but I definitely feel like you need to protect your energy right now. Only invite positive, uplifting spirits that are interested in your path and interested on keeping you on the path to your highest good, helping you reach your highest good. Just opening yourself up to that side of the spiritual world and kind of protecting from anything other than that. Yeah, that is what I have for you guys right now. I'm going to leave it at that because we were at 26 minutes and I feel like that is long enough and it was clear enough. Comment below what's going on with you guys if this resonated with you. I'm curious to see what you guys got going on. This is interesting. Yeah, work on your energy protection. That's what I'm going to leave it at. I will see you guys next time. I love you all so very much. Bye.